I'm Dr. Rajani, and today we're going to see a patient use a device for the lower face and to combat the signs of lower face aging. This is an area when people come to my clinic and I do the consult, I'm watching them articulate, watching them move, because a lot of times vertical lip lines, which we're addressing today, and those lines turning the down-turned mouth, so making the mouth turn down, as well as what we call thumbprinting or the mental hollow. Mentum means jaw, and there's a little hollow that occurs at the chin area. So particularly women, skin type 1 to 3, lighter colored skin, estrogen depleted, will see this as early as 30, 32, 35 now, but certainly by 40 to 50, and the downturned mouth bothers people. Now, you don't want to do anything to harm the precious fat in the face, because fat makes people look youthful. In fact, we want a little plumping. The problem is anatomically, you get a bit of hypertrophy of some fat, so growth of some fat, think the area where you don't want it, and you get shrinkage of fat and bone. And so many people miss the fact that the bony changes, often accentuated by estrogen loss around the lower face, that says aging, and it can say a negative untoward look. Check out the mid-face bony changes here. You can see around the area where the nose would be. On the left is young, on the right is older. So although we often talk about fat pad changes, skin and collagen, keep in mind bone is important. So let's watch the demonstration of that and understand what you should not do first. And that is use a lot of filler in the lower face, because as the skin sags, we'll talk women now, that's 99% of my audience, the face becomes squarer. And a square face is associated with masculinity. So you take a square face with a downturned mouth and loose skin, and that's a look that a lot of people don't want. So we want to combat that with a little tightening of the skin, a little plumping of the fat area here, increase collagen and elastin, and bounce. Now, if you look anatomically here, you'll see there's a depressor anguli oris muscle. There's the mentalis, which is the chin muscle. There's fat all around these, but there's also what we call the orbicularis oris muscle. That's the one encircling the mouth, and that causes pursing of the lip and lip lines. Let's watch the patient now, because she's going to address all these areas, and one of the benefits is going to be a slightly enlarged, more red lip, because you'll lose lip volume from the early 20s throughout life. So a little bit of perking up of the lip, a little bit of a ski jump angle, and a little more redness from increased blood flow adds youth. And this should be part of your skincare routine. Let's watch. Okay, so here's the device that you can see. And you can see when you take the top off, there's the heads of the device, so the RF energy goes from one to the other. You need a gel to couple that. It's a very nice gel, and it was studied to work with the device. So for my patients, I always get them and refill the gels for them. Now, you're going to turn the device. She pressed the square button and it will flash. I have the video for the upper eyelids, the brow lift, and the forehead if you want to watch that. For the lower face, I tell people to start with the low setting, then go to the high. Now, I talked about the fat layer, right? What she's doing is she's treating the whole lower face at the same time. That way you don't get too much heat, although this device has a built-in safety mechanism. You see she's running short circles. That allows the area to heat up properly, and that device will turn from a blue flashing light to a green flashing light intermittently. That's what you want. As you watch here, you'll see she's treating the nasolabial folds. And these small circles, she's treating the upper area of the upper lip for vertical lip lines, but by nature, you're going to heat up what we call the vermilion border of the lip. And that's going to help with lip lines and increasing blood flow and redness, which adds color. You can feel the heat with the device, but I recommend that people start with the device in the mirror. I just use it freehand because once you use it enough, you know what color the light is and how much heat there is, and you're just moving it around. But if you use it in the mirror, you'll be able to watch yourself and you're more accurate. So you can see the device, the light is now green and flashing, and then it might turn to blue as she goes from her left to her right. Now, if you take long, big circles, you're never going to get the light to go to green because you won't get enough localized heat. Likewise, if you lift it from the face or you stop moving, then you're not going to get any heat to the device. And that's a safety mechanism built in, because if you stopped it from moving and you got a hit of heat, you might get over 42 degrees external temperature, and this keeps it at 42. So she's obviously moved to the lower face and she's making her circles here. As you watch here, you'll see she's treating the marionette area, or the downturned mouth. This whole process of the lower face is going to be just 4 minutes. 3 times a week is fine. She's treating the smile lines as well. And you can see she's making her circles a little bit bigger by the edge of the mouth now. She's probably feeling a little more heat. As we can see, the light is still green, indicating that it's at that 41 to 42 degrees perfect temperature. Now, if it turned to blue a little bit when you go back to the other side, it's okay. You're still getting good temperature there. And you can see here that she's switching her hands from right to left to make it easier. Then she went back, and you can see the skin's a little red where she's treated it. And she went back and did the center of the forehead, which I have videos on. I think that's a good one for you to add to the lower face too. Now, before we go on to the next important steps, now I don't want you guys to miss out, but I still have free 11 chapter courses available. This is a $59 value, and I still have free ones available. All you need to do is go to guashawmd.com. You don't need to buy anything. It's a $59 value, and you get a certificate at the end. If you already have a gua sha device, you'll definitely benefit. If you've just thought about it, you'll learn a lot. And as always, my goal is to bring you information that's valuable inexpensively so you can have your best journey. Now, if you're going to add a little volume with an injectable here, yes, you can do 6 units of neuromodulator like Dysport, BOTOX at the chin area. You can do 6 at the lower depressor anguli oris muscle to lift the edge of the mouth. That by treating this muscle that pulls down, it allows those zygomaticus muscles, the ones up in the upper face, to take over and lift. That's how the mechanism works. How long do you have to wait after getting Botox to use your Newa? About 6 hours, 24 hours if you want to be super safe. And will it melt filler? No. Filler is autoclaved before it leaves the factory, so it melts at much, much higher degree temperatures. But one of the most important things in the lower face that I do is called Plasma Sculpt, where I take PRF and Sculptor in specific concentrations based on the patient's skin and skin type, and just boost the collagen here. A lot of people don't want injections. Often you don't even need them if you're going to do great skincare with glycolics, with retinols, with moisturizers, things like VOLUFILINE. I have Plasma Restore VOLUFILINE, which is a lipofilling type of a cream. That works great with this device. A cautionary note here with retinols: more is not better. So a couple times a week in the lower face is fine. Same with the glycolics. You don't want redness, irritation, or inflammation, because that will be deleterious to what you're trying to achieve, which is more collagen and more fat. For those naturalists of you that don't mind getting injections, but you don't want anything synthetic, very easy here. Just take PRF from a blood draw, platelet-rich fibrin, or PlasmaFill. You can go to plasmafill.com to see what that's all about, where we take a part of your blood, we spin it down, we heat a portion into a gel, we add your stem cells, secretomes back, and then we inject it back. All from a blood draw, and it's a 30-minute procedure as well. What about things like skin boosters like Regeran or Sinicos? Those aren't FDA approved in the United States, but abroad, yes, I use them in different countries. And if you're from other countries, those are available. I do like those as well. USA does not yet have a true skin booster. Some claim to be, but they're really cross-linked hyaluronic acids that are actually fillers. A little filler in the lower face, okay, just don't overdo it. You'll look odd. You're going to want to watch this playlist all about the Newa device, one down here on red and infrared light with a mask to get the dose of light perfectly on your skin and your jowl. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.